Mr. Transwars96 here with another video. I'm going to be talking about my dream wave for a Hulk wave. I did this because of a request with the X-Men wave, my dream X-Men wave, and in the comments of that video I got a request to do one for Hulk, and I thought that was a great idea too, so that's why I'm doing it. As you can see, I've put together a bit of a wave here. Hulk, I do like Hulk's span of characters and everything, but it certainly is somewhat neglected when it comes to the toy lines nowadays and things. But this would be my dream Hulk wave. I think the biggest issue with a Hulk wave in reality is that most of his characters and a lot of the characters that the people would want would be just too large. They'd be Build-A-Figure size. They wouldn't really fit in an actual wave itself, based on how much, Hasbro's willing to put forth for each figure as far as money is concerned. So that's the real reason I don't think that we have a Hulk wave and we're going to get a Hulk wave. I think that we'll continue to get some of these characters possibly in other waves, just like we got the Abomination Build-A-Figure for the Captain America wave, things like that. But if they were to throw together a Hulk wave, and if I had my choice of what that wave would consist of, this is what I'd go with. So yeah, so just starting, from left to right here, we have the World War Hulk. I think this is just a very interesting version of Hulk. I think it's very cool, and it's pretty timely as his basically movie counterpart is going to be shown soon. I'm sure we will get this in a movie version, though, as the Build-A-Figure for the Thor Ragnarok wave. There's going to be 2 Thor waves, I believe. One Build-A-Figure is already announced, but the next one I'm sure would be the movie version of that Hulk. So that's very cool. But for a comic wave, I would certainly love to see that Hulk represented. I don't need a whole bunch of different versions of Hulk, like the red and the gray, and there's just so many, I'm just not too interested in all those versions. But this version of Hulk I do like in particular. Next would be the Leader. This is a figure that I hope that we'll get soon, because they don't need to put him out in a Hulk wave, although that's obviously where he fits best. But I think that a Leader figure is just a figure that I've been wanting for a long time. So I would love a Leader figure. He's arguably, aside from Abomination, he's arguably, Hulk's greatest nemesis. I do like the Leader a lot. I think he's very cool looking, and I do like both of his versions as far as the way that they do his head. The one that I have in the box there, and then the one on the left. I like both of those versions, so I'd be okay with either one, but I would certainly love a Leader figure, and that's one that's relatively easy for them to do. It wouldn't really require any new sculpting except for the head, of course. And then we have Beast. I've always kind of liked this character, mainly because, a lot of these characters I actually came to like because of the game that came out. I think it came out around when the Hulk movie in 2008 came out. I'm not sure, but there was a game that I used to play, and it was a Hulk game, and it had some of these characters in it, so that's kind of how I grew my love for these characters. But BB's I would really love a figure for. Of course, he's another one that, would be a Build-A-Figure size figure, so he obviously wouldn't be in a wave. But in my perfect world, that's where he'd be. But that would be a very cool figure. Then we have Zzzax. I never know how to say his name. It starts with 3 Z's, so it's kind of hard to pronounce. But he was just a very interesting looking character. I do like him quite a bit. Again, he'd probably be around Build-A-Figure size, so it wouldn't work. But he'd be very cool, and obviously his entire body is filled with fire electricity. So there's movement to him, which would make the figure extremely cool, but obviously very expensive for Hasbro. And then at the bottom we have the UFOs. I really do love the UFOs. They're a team that I was introduced to in that game, and I always loved them. I really fell in love with them. I always like teams of villains. I don't know why, but I've always been attracted to teams of villains extensively. That's why I really love the Sinister Six and the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. So the UFOs are among them as well. They're just a team of really cool, unique looking villains that I've always liked. So of course Vector. This would be a really easy one for them to do, because they could even just use a standard face sculpt. They wouldn't even need to use a new face sculpt, and obviously a standard body. The paint would be where that figure would really shine, because he has such a unique coloring on him with all of those weird funky patterns. So I would certainly love a Vector figure. X-Ray, again, same type of thing. It would be a very easy figure for them to make, because it mainly just consists of using just a regular body sculpt and then filling it in with neat and unique paint. Although his paint would be kind of hard to transition to a practical figure. I think it might look a little strange, but I think that they could do it. It would look cool. Then we have a Vapor. That's another one that I think would be pretty easy. I mean, just a standard woman body sculpt, a new head sculpt, and then I would hope that they express her power of, I wouldn't want her like arms to be, turning into smoke, but it would be nice if she came with some smoke effect pieces. But the figure itself would be pretty easy to do, I would think. And then Ironclad, that's another one that would be kind of build-a-figure size, but I would, he's obviously part of the team. I would certainly love to get him. And he's a normal, like, they could even pull it off with a Colossus mold, so he could certainly be in a wave, I would say. I think that would be fine size-wise. For me personally. And then as far as the Build-A-Figure goes, obviously any of these could be the Build-A-Figures, but I just kind of picked one. We have Hulk 2099. This is a character that I don't know much about, but I've always been really interested in the way that he looks. He looks very cool. He's like a mixture between Hulk and Lizard, so that was just always a neat, concept for me. And then I think that he would look kind of cool with Spider-Man 2099. I don't know if they've ever like met in the comics, but considering they're both the 2099 storylines, I would imagine that they have, but I think that they would look quite cool together. So there you go, that's my ideal Hulk wave. I would absolutely love to get the UFOs eventually, and again, they don't need to be in a Hulk wave, so I would love to get the UFOs as well as the leader. I think that those 5 figures we should absolutely get, and I'm really hoping that we will get. I think leader, there's a good chance. The UFOs, I'm not quite sure. The B-Beast and Zzzax, I don't think we're going to get, but it would be cool. And then the World War Hulk, I'm sure we'll get a movie version of that, and I would imagine we'll get a comic version of that too, because that's just such a popular Hulk. So there you go, that's my dream wave for a Hulk wave in Marvel Legends. Let me know what you guys think of my choices, and let me know what you guys would have chose in your dream Hulk waves. Thanks so much for watching.